I was working at a hotel that was going through a merger. I went in and I analyzed the first meetings they had with the company that they had acquired. And what was fascinating is the study didn't start as intercultural, but it turned into it, because what we realized was I was looking at who heard what messaging and what point, in this, and the company that was buying the other one, or DoubleTree, was the one that was buying it. So, there's all these cultural messages about their cookies and things like that. But long story short, what I discovered in the research was that the Latino employees were getting the messaging differently than the employees that were just English speaking, first language. There was a huge Bosnian population that worked at the hotel as well. There was like 50 of them there, and they were getting the messages differently again. And the hotel had no idea that this was happening, right? Because each group had its own way of absorbing and learning the information. So it started to evolve into this opportunity to recognize that we have other ways of communicating with our employees in these kind of sub networks and these.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really interesting. But I didn't know that it was going to go down that road, but it was the single most interesting thing about, during a merger and acquisition, people are thinking just two companies coming together. No, you have a whole bunch of subcultures going on.
Right.
And you have to understand, if you don't manage the messaging and how it gets to them, and use, the thought leaders within their own groups to help do the messaging, then the messages will be heard differently and responded to differently.